because for us in manufacturing, that's our biggest challenge. It's a good challenge to have. We've now got more people employed in the state than ever before. Manufacturing area where we have a abnormally large, high age in terms of the average worker in manufacturing. So that means in the next 5 years or so, roughly, with the last wave of baby boomers coming into retirement, there are going to be an incredibly large number of openings statewide, a number of positions, but particularly in manufacturing. So it's really our focal point here, not just celebrating manufacturing and all the things we've done to help grow manufacturing in the state, but particularly a focus on our technical colleges. Our youth apprenticeship programs have doubled since we've been in office. Our fab labs in this budget are doubled. Even our K through 12 investment adds on additional dollars for early college credit to try and get more students involved in the trades and in turn help fuel the economy in the state.
Foxconn's at Marquette recruiting engineering students today, but does the Foxconn deal and their coming to Wisconsin advance the message about tech schools and that type of thing?
It does, and we hope to leverage it in two ways. One, internally to help grow more people in manufacturing in the state. We think when I go to high schools and junior highs now, when I talk about things like Foxconn, not only in this part of the state, but throughout the state, the idea that a company that makes iPhones, a company that's going to make LCD panels for Sharp here in the state, that company chose the state of Wisconsin versus any other state in the nation, that's pretty compelling. And it's not just any old manufacturer. This is advanced technology, some of the highest tech, coolest things, if you will, that students can think about making. Just the idea that that'll draw more people into the manufacturing field, even if they don't eventually work at Foxconn, is great. The other thing we hope is for our graduates, whether it's for our technical colleges, our high schools, or even our university system, public or private, is it'll help us go from brain drain to brain gain, whether it'll be one more tool to keep students here in the state of Wisconsin.
Wearing your Packers tie.
Yeah.
Which probably want to talk about that. But I want to ask you about the other news out of the NFL yesterday, and that's what the vice president did in Indianapolis. Would you walk out of a Packers game if you saw players kneeling during the anthem?
Well, thankfully, I've seen them stand. I was at the game a couple of weeks ago. The bottom line is I expect my family to stand. That's how my parents raised me, was when the flag goes by in a parade or the national anthem is sung, no matter where you're at, you stand, put your hand over your heart. And I would just call on others to do the same. To me, I just think that's a basic show of support, not just for the flag in our country, but most importantly, for those men and women, particularly those men and women in uniform who made the ultimate sacrifice. There are other ways to make their message be heard out there. I'd love for them to find better ways that don't offend those service members and veterans in this country.
Going back to the Foxconn, there's been some criticism about the level of incentives that the state has given to the company. Do you think it was too much given what they could actually bring to the state?
Well, I think we're right on the mark. If you look at, we were competitive with other states across the nation out there, so this wasn't out of whack with some of the other states that were competing for the same announcement. And the bottom line is it's not 13,000 jobs, not even just the 26,000 indirect jobs. It's all the other benefit in terms of attracting more people into manufacturing overall, doing more to keep our graduates in the state, putting us on the map internationally. Our problem in the past had been in a global economy. Wasn't that people had a negative impression of Wisconsin, it's they just didn't have it. And so when I was in Korea, when I was in Japan, I'll be in Israel in a few weeks, everybody wants to talk about this because this has gotten global attention. And that'll help every employer, particularly every manufacturer in the state that wants to do business on a global basis.
When do you make your official announcement?
I think the first full week of November would be a pretty good time. It's a year out from the election. That's a pretty good time to make our intentions well known, which is probably the worst kept secret.
I know the passing.
How are you going to get to?
Local question: with the passing of Bob Gannon, any plans to replace him in the seat?
We'll announce those, but after services. He's not doing a funeral service; they're doing a celebration this week. I think, out of respect to him and his family, we won't announce details until after they've been able to complete those services. But we'll let that know shortly thereafter.